ever heard the phrase, "Who do you think you are?" as a child, from a parent, a teacher, or, oh my God, from your grandparents? Maybe like me, you've heard something like this. This is what my parents used to say. "Who do you think you are, the Queen of Sheba?" As if it was wrong to ask for something I wanted or felt I needed, right? Maybe you just realized that always giving, never saying no, by resisting asking for some form of payment for your expertise, you are protecting yourself from ever being shamed by anyone. You're listening to the Unshackle Your Life podcast with Debbie Colburn, the place to break through all of the hidden things that hold each of us back, things that scare us and things that challenge us, and things we're just plain fed up with. We talk all things money and business, big and small. We dive deep, we get real, and we get raw, discovering and exploring what is really possible for you. It's a restart. If you've ever struggled with shame, worry, or just plain self-doubt, if you've ever thought it's not enough when you looked at your bank account or your credit card, if you're sick and tired of living a cycle of crisis to crisis to crisis, no matter whether it's in your personal life, in your business, or your relationships, then this is where you need to be. We'll bring you new ideas, tips, and tactics, and connect you to the resources to get you unlocking your own shackles and release your unique abilities. No matter what's going on in your life right now, maybe you're in survival mode, just barely getting by, living day-to-day, paycheck to paycheck. Maybe you're in a job or a career or running a business that is leaving you on empty, depleted, uninspired, or anything in between. I've got your back. Ready? So buckle on up, take a deep breath, and join me in a conversation about jump-starting your life and breaking free of your shackles and create that thing that you've been scared to ask for. Welcome to episode 94. Are you that person? Maybe you've heard these things before. Can I pick your brain for 15 minutes? Could we get together for a quick chat over coffee? I have this idea. Could we talk about it for a few minutes? Or they launch right into a problem when you are no longer on the clock. Yeah. These are poorly cloaked requests for you to give away your value for free. And yes, there is absolutely a time and a place for that. Yet for most people, it has become a habit, and they walk away feeling used, devalued, and highly judgmental of the person doing the asking. The problem is you, not the asker. And we've all done it. Underneath the confidence and the expertise lies a fear, a belief that tells us things like, no one will want to pay for my advice, or they can't afford what I charge, or why should I charge? Because I know they can find it for free on the internet. I heard that one recently in a business meeting that I was in. Yes, they absolutely can find it for free. In fact, 99.99% of anything you want to know, from diagnosing a medical condition, to building a car from scratch, to growing flowers on Mars, you can find for free on the internet. Search anything. There's thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of resources out there. And with that comes the deadly curse of overwhelm. The person is asking for your advice, for your input, for your knowledge and your expertise because they see you as some form of expert on the topic. And that is friggin' fantastic. Kudos to you. Celebrate yourself. That is amazing. But the big question is, how did you get that expertise? How much time did you invest to learn it, to master the skill sets? How much money did you invest? And what did you give up to do it? Because there's a cost to that too. And I'm sure everyone is nodding their heads. It totally makes sense, right? So let me share something from my time as a dog trainer, which, as some of you have experienced firsthand, I am really, really friggin' good at. I get results. I'm not bragging. That's just a fact. Yet, I no longer do any dog training with others, and I rarely share advice freely. I point people to other people's resources. And there is a reason. Something that was pivotal for me, my life, and for my businesses. And I know most trainers and instructors can relate to this scenario. Don't get hung up on the dog piece of it. You finish the class, and someone comes up to you and asks a question. And instead of saying, great question, I'll add it to what we address in the next class or down the road, we go off and give them a whole mini lesson on it. In fact, what we've given is a private lesson that would normally cost the price of the entire 6-week group session that they are taking. And half an hour later, and there's another person waiting to ask another question. You've lost your time. You've given free coaching, a higher price bracket style of coaching, and you've got absolutely zero for it. Yes, be of service. Fine. Do it once. Fine. Maybe do it twice with different people. And then you look up. Your own dog's still in the office, having now missed their own session in your free time after class because it's late. And you go home. And you're pissed off, you're annoyed, you're frustrated, but inside there's that deep desire to help people, to coach them, to help them move to the next level, to grow. And all it would have taken is a very simple ask on your part and clearly delineated boundary or set of boundaries. There they are, in the brand new Tesla or the BMW, with yet another new puppy that cost over $4,000 with all this new gear and talking about how much they love shopping at Whole Foods and never ever have to step into a Costco again. And you bailed at the thought of sharing that a half-hour session would be $149. Underneath, there may be something that is telling you that you are being selfish. That if you don't give your time away in the form of free teaching, free business guidance, free how-to tutorials, whatever, you are always putting yourself first. Ever heard the phrase, who do you think you are? As a child? From a parent? A teacher? Or, oh my God, from your grandparents? Maybe like me, you've heard something like this. My parents used to say, who do you think you are, the Queen of Sheba? As if it was wrong to ask for something that I wanted or felt I needed. Right. Maybe you just realized that by always giving, by never saying no, by resisting asking for some form of payment for your expertise, you are protecting yourself from ever being shamed by anyone. And that has a funky name. It's called self-shaming. Forcing a scenario in which you feel resentment, anger, disappointment in yourself for not standing up for your own value. You force yourself to stay small. Hell, who do you think you are, asking your friend to pay for your time? Or some advice that could be the exact thing they needed to move their company into profitability, and you watch them do it, knowing that you gave that information away for free. Yes, be of service. I know you guys know what I mean. What about raising your prices? When was the last time you did that? And yet you've got clients that have been paying the same price for a service or product for years. Yet your costs have been going steadily up. I can't, Debbie. And then there's the words that you can't say out loud, but they are raging. They are screaming inside your head because they can't afford it, because they'll think I'm being greedy, because they'll get mad at me, 'cause I'll lose them as a client. And yet, where's the evidence that any of that is real? It's purely beliefs and stories in your head that have been fueled by things that you've heard as you grew up, around the dinner table, and around in family gatherings, even on phone calls. It is possible to be of service and be profitable. It's not an either-or discussion. You can be of service and you can be profitable. And that's one of the biggest myths in the world today. The belief that to be of service, you cannot charge people money, and if you're profitable, that you can't be of service, that you can't ever give anything away for free, that you're all about the money. No. As I was doing my taxes this past weekend, our Canadian taxes are due on the 30th of April. No, they're due on the 2nd of May, this because of the weekend. But on line 25600, yeah, there's a lot of lines, is something called the vow of perpetual poverty. And I stopped. And I had this thought go through my head. I wonder how many people in the world, in North America and in the G8 countries specifically, are living in that state, the state of perpetual poverty, where everything they make comes in and then just turns right around and goes right back out to someone else. That's what the vow of perpetual poverty is. Only it's to a religious institution. And it happens on something that my late friend Mike L. used to call transfer day. Giving money to your adult children when they ask, as a habit, as an enabler. Working overtime and never asking to be compensated for your time and sacrificing time with your family that you can absolutely never get back. Running a business that is not profitable, where you don't create the habit of pulling out your profit first before a cent goes out towards bills or anything, knowing that one misstep and it's all over. Those are all examples of a boundaryless life. That is a huge word. Boundaryless life. And I want you to think about some of this, because I have this vision, this massive future vision of a world where most people don't ever struggle thinking that there's not enough, where scarcity thinking no longer exists. And the first step is understanding that every single one of us, you, me, the person you pass on your walk, has value. And when we own our own value, increase our value, and use our value to help others increase their value, everything grows exponentially. Step into your value. Under-earning is no fun for anyone. In all of my podcasts, the episode I did on under-earning is the number 2 episode of over 100 episodes. People are hurting because they are under-earning, and they are under-earning because of choices and thinking that they have themselves about their value. Start by setting just one boundary. Just try it. Something simple like, I'd love to meet you for 15 minutes or for half an hour. My current rates for a consult in my area of expertise, and you can put whatever that is in there, is X. So again, pop whatever number you want in there. And my friends and family discount is 50%. You can offer one or you don't have to. And I can send you the link to schedule a time. It's just that simple. And they'll either book a time or they won't. But the most valuable intel you will get is how much the thing they wanted to chat about was really worth to them. Nothing, maybe. So why invest your valuable time? So there's a lot here, and my wish is that you take something away today that will encourage you to take the next step, to start building a bias for action into your daily life. Yes, It's a super short episode today. You already know that your thinking is what drives everything. So we've got this new daily affirmation, mantra, intention, whatever you want to call it. You'll get it sent to you every day for 90 days so that you can unlock every day with intention. So you can just go and sign up for free at DebbieColburn.com/unlock the day. It's all one word, unlock the day. So we're here. We're at the end. Time for that question that I ask everyone at the end of each episode. What is the best thing that could happen in your life if you just unshackled one small thing? Hey, if this podcast got you thinking, please make sure you're subscribed and share it with anyone who needs to hear this. The link is in the show notes, and please drop us a review on whatever podcast player that you're listening on, whether it's Apple Podcasts, whether it's Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, you name it. And make sure that you drop over to our website, DebbieColburn.com/links/ that's DebbieColburn.com/links/ to get our brand new 7-day quick action guide and to check out what's coming up in 2022. And please make sure that you're following us on LinkedIn and on Instagram, just to keep you on your toes, as a slightly different name, at MS Debbie Colburn.